In this lesson, I'm going to explain how you can use Premiere Pro to create a looping, animated, colorful background from scratch. Now you may be thinking, why should I go to all the trouble when I can download these guys by the dozen for not very much money or for free? Well, I guess the answer is because you can, because it's kind of cool to make your own thing. But just in case you're not aware of the huge world of animated backgrounds out there online, let me just give you a taste. This is the website of Digital Juice, the folks who provided the stock footage we've been using in some of our lessons. This is their animations page. Let's just scroll down to take a quick look at some of the things they have to offer. When I go down to the bottom here, you can see something called an Editor's Toolkit Singles. If I click on that, that gives you a sense of some of the kind of animated backgrounds you can expect to get from folks like Digital Juice. They come in various forms and sizes, allowing you to use them not only full screen like this, but off to the side, or using them as lower thirds or other kinds of graphics. All kinds of possibilities here, and you can find tons of these things, not only in Digital Juice, but on other sites as well. Nevertheless, we're going to make one all by ourselves from scratch. So to do that, let's open up Premiere Pro. We'll start a new project from scratch here. We'll say New Project. We'll give our project a location by going to Desktop and selecting My Premiere Pro Exercise File. Select that folder, and now let's type in a name for this thing. We'll call it Looping Background. I'll click OK. And now we're going to get the new sequence dialog box. And this time I think we can stop here and actually create a sequence because we need to do one from scratch at some point. I'm going to go for the AVC HD 1080p 30 preset because that's the one we've been using most often in our course. Let's go over here and name it Backgrounds or something like that. Click OK. So here we are with a blank slate. We need to put something on the sequence with which we can make a looping background. And we're going to use what's called a color matte. So go back over to the project panel. Click on this new item icon here, or go on up to File, New, Color Matte. And it'll be the size of our sequence. That's fine. Pick a color. Well, the color should be black because we're going to destroy the color anyways. And you can name this one Looping Background, like so. Now we're going to add this clip to our sequence. It's going to be a 5-second solid black thing, and you won't even see it's there because the background here is black too, but trust me, it's there. I want to make it 10 seconds long, so I'm going to take my current time indicator to 10 seconds by clicking here, typing in 10 and 00, and there's my current time indicator to 10. I'm going to drag this thing to the current time indicator, and now we've got a 10-second clip. That means we can loop it multiple times at 10-second increments. Okay, we've got a clip. Now we need to apply some effects to it. I'm going to spread out the view a little bit just so we have a little more real estate to work with. All right, now I want to apply a couple of effects to this guy to create our looping background. The biggest one we want to apply, the main one, is the cell pattern effect. It really is the only effect that works well, I think, to create a looping background inside Premiere Pro. So let's go get that guy by going to Effects. And we're going to go on down to Video Effects, Generate. That's where that little guy is. And we're going to double click on it to just add it to this clip. There we go. When I do that and put the current time indicator over it, you're going to see what it does. It creates those little cell patterns. Now, there are all kinds of different cell pattern options here. The one that I like to use for a background is mixed crystals, but you can select any one you please. I like that it's kind of soft looking. It gets softer if you increase the size a bit, like so. There you go. And if you lower the contrast a touch, because I think you do want something relatively soft looking because you don't want it to be too obtrusive. There we go. And you're thinking, as a background, that's just a little dull. Well, we're going to add some color to it later. And we're going to add some animation to it now. So I want you to take your current time indicator to the beginning. You can drag it to the beginning, press home, or press the up arrow key to get it to the beginning. You need to get to the beginning, otherwise you won't get a true looping pattern here. Scroll on down to Evolution. This is the guy that's going to do the animation for us. You don't need to animate with these things up here. You just animate with Evolution. Open that up and turn on keyframes for Evolution. And now you've got it set at 0 for the first frame. Now I want to have this thing evolve some number of times. It goes in degrees, 360 degrees per revolution, but I want it to go some number of revolutions as opposed to some number of degrees. So I'm going to select a non-prime number, that is a number into which I can divide another number evenly, like 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, something like that. Nothing too big, but some number of evolutions. Eventually I'm going to divide it by the number of revolutions down here. So first order of business is to make some nice easy number here at the end of the clip. So to get to the end of the clip, I press the down arrow key. And technically that takes me to one frame after the end of the clip, which in this case is a good thing. We're going to put the keyframe one frame after the end of the clip, which may seem kind of illogical or impossible, but it will work. The reason for this is To make this thing loop, the last frame in the clip has to be the first frame before the beginning of the loop. And so if the keyframe for the even number of evolutions is one frame after this clip, then it will have a nice smooth loop. And if that doesn't make any sense, I think it will as we build this thing. So let's make some number of evolutions. I'm going to type in here and type in 6x. That means it's going to revolve or evolve 6 times. If I go through here, we'll watch it change over time. You see this thing change as we go forward like that. And it'll go 6 times. All right, that's the first step in making our looping animation. Now there's one more step to have this thing actually loop properly. So we scroll down here. I want to have evolution options. Have that open. I want to cycle the evolution. I need to cycle it some number of times. The number of times has to go into this number evenly. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 6 for this particular example. So I'm going to pick 2 here. We don't keyframe that, we just click some number like that. And now let's see what happens. I'm going to show you how this thing evolves, how it plays like this. There we go. And now I'm going to duplicate the clip using a little trick. If you just click on the clip and hold on the Alt key in Windows, the Option key in Mac, and then drag the clip to the right, and then let go of the mouse button, that'll duplicate the clip for you. Now you can let go of the Alt or the Option key. We've now duplicated it. Now to see if this little looping thing works, we're going to play it here. When it gets to the next clip, it should smoothly go into the next clip. Look at that, as if nothing happened. That's how the looping works there. That's what we want to have happen. Basically, the last frame of this first clip is the one frame before the loop begins again, the way I explained it to you with this evolution and evolution cycles down here. There you go. So it works exactly the way we hoped it would work. All right, now we need to add some color to it. And we're going to do the same kind of evolution for the color as well. So we're going to apply color using the fast color corrector. Let me get my fast color corrector by going down to my little group here, or you can just type in fast or find it under the color correction group. Drag this over to the first one there. We're going to delete the second one to avoid any confusion. Now that we've applied fast color corrector to this, let me show you how to make the color evolve. Let me close down cell pattern to make some room here for our fast color corrector. Let me show you what you can do with this color wheel. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit by dragging this to the left so we can see the whole wheel. There we go. I'm going to take the little center point and drag it all the way out like that. Notice how we add color now to the clip. If I circle this thing around, look how the color changes. If I scroll down here, you'll see what happens. I'm changing the balance angle. I'll just make this a bit larger so you can see that too. Scroll up a bit so you can see the balance angle move here. There's the balance angle moving around. What I want to do is I want to have the balance angle go around a couple of times so that it'll loop too. So I'm going to take this current time indicator to the beginning. I'm going to reset my workspace by going Window, Workspace, Reset Current Workspace. We get everything back to where we started. Okay. Click on this guy, go back to Flight Controls. Now let me just get this guy to evolve for us. So on the balance angle here, start at 0. Whatever the color is, it's not that important right now because we just want it to loop. So now it's 0. It's at the beginning now. I'm going to turn on keyframes for that. Now I'm going to go to the end of the clip, but one frame after by just pressing the down arrow key. There you go. And now I'm going to have the balance angle go around a couple of times. So I'm going to go 2x. And now it will evolve twice. It'll revolve around twice. It's kind of fun to watch. I'll just roll this thing down here. Let's watch this. Around and around it goes. There we go. Coloring this thing. We could make the color more or less vivid by pulling this thing out or in, but we want to make sure that we just keep it in one place as it goes around. But there you go. We've now evolved it there. And now let's see if this thing actually loops. So I'm going to duplicate the clip again. I'm going to click on it, hold on the Alt or the Option key, drag it to the right, let go of my mouse button, drag it back so that they line up. And let's see if the color evolves here along with the cell pattern. 1, 2, 3, go. How about that? Is that not cool? No little herky-jerky change there. It just easily goes into the next color as if this were a seamless loop. Now that you've made this clip, you could then export this clip. We're going to talk about exporting much later, but you could export this clip. Or you can always do this over and over again if you just create a 10-second clip and apply this as a preset. So to save this as a preset, click on this here, Controller Command click on Cell Pattern, go up to the panel menu here, say Save Preset. You might want to save this as my looping background preset, like that, and click OK. And in the future, you'll be able to track down that looping preset by going over to Effects, opening up Presets, and there my looping background preset will be. And then you can apply it to any 10-second clip and it'll work perfectly. Just to see if that's true, let's take the solid color clip we had before and just add that thing here. It's just a solid black clip now, right? I need to make it 10 seconds long, so I'm going to put it right here. Right now it's 25, so I need to make it 10 seconds longer, making it 30. So I'm going to make this thing 30 like this. There we go. And drag it out to 30 seconds. There we go. And now I'm going to use our preset on it by going over to our effects, clicking on that, dragging my looping background preset to it like that. And let's see if that looks. There's that lovely appearance we got. And I'm going to duplicate it now, holding on the Alt or the Option key, drag it to the right, let go of the mouse button, let go of the Alt button, and go like that. And let's see if it loops. Ta-da! So the little preset can come in handy if you have a 10-second clip that you want to apply that preset to. And again, you can always customize it. You can change the intensity of the color this way or change the kind of cell pattern that you want. Just as long as you keep the same evolution and revolution here, it'll continue to loop for you. And that, folks, is how you make your own personalized, customized looping background.